describe soul music as something that touches me and gives me goosebumps. And it could be a white person singing it, or a black person, or a purple person. I don't care who's singing it, as long as you can lift my spirit.
Everything we did live came from out of soul music. You know, the spiritual intensity, the idea of going for both your spirit and your gut.
Do you like good music? That's sweet soul music. Just long as it's swinging. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh man, you're talking to somebody who's a music buff, especially when it comes to black music. Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud by James Brown. Ozzy Brothers, It's Your Thing. I mean, I could go on and on.
There's this thing about soul, you know, of abandoning yourself to a song.
The normal definition for it would be, well, it's black music or black people singing music or what have you. But I don't agree with that, because I just think that everybody has their own soul, and I've heard
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about music technology. The 1960s was like quite a creative time in music, and there was a lot of new genres emerging and new technology developing. Technology was becoming popular to use, such as multi-track tape machines, increased use of DI guitars and basses, use of electric instruments, especially the electric guitar, which was popularised by Les Paul and became the key instrument in rock and roll, blues and jazz. Vocal overdubbing, high quality and vocal and instrumental recordings. Also home record players and vinyls became popular. Obviously we're quite lucky now that we can just whip out our phones and listen to any music we like, because you couldn't do that in the 60s.
What's great about the genre, so emotional depth. Soul music was known for its ability to convey deep emotions and feelings with the listener. It resonated with people's hearts, and it connects with people's emotions on a personal level. Influence on popular music. Soul music has been a major influence on a wider range of music genres, including R&B, funk, disco, and even hip-hop. Many contemporary artists draw inspiration from classic soul tracks. Innovation in songwriting and production. Soul music pushed the boundaries of songwriting and production techniques. Artists like James Brown and Ray Charles experimented with rhythms and instrumentation. Well done. So iconic voices. The genre has produced some of the most iconic and powerful vocalists in music history, including Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, and many others. And diverse subgenres. Soul music has a wide range of subgenres that branch from soul music, from Motown soul, e.g. the Supremes, Temptations soul, to Southern soul, Green, Otis Redding, and many others. In summary, soul music is celebrated for its emotional depth, cultural significance, influence on other musical genres, and incredible talent of its artist. It remains a beloved and enduring genre that continues to captivate audiences around the world.
Evolution of soul music. The evolution of soul music is a fascinating journey through the cultural and musical history of the United States. Here's a brief overview of its development. Early roots. Soul music roots can be traced back to the African American gospel music of the early 20th century. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, gospel music began to merge with rhythm and blues, creating a new genre that would later become known as soul. 1950s. Ray Charles is often credited as one of the pioneers of soul music. His blend of gospel, R&B, and blues elements laid the foundation for this genre. Artists like Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson also made significant contributions during this period. 1960s marked the peak of soul music popularity and innovation. Motown Records, led by artists like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder and the Supremes, played a crucial role in shaping the sound of soul during this decade. Aretha Franklin, known as the Queen of Soul, emerged as one of the most influential and powerful voices in this genre. James Brown, often referred to as the godfather of soul, brought a funky edge to this soul music with hits like I Got You. Late 1960s. As the 1960s came to a close, soul music diversified. Psychedelic soul pioneered by artists like Sly and Family Stone, blended with soul music with elements of rock and psychedelia. Southern soul, associated with artists like Otis Redding and Wilson Pickett, maintained a grittier gospel-influenced sound. 1970s. The 1970s saw the rise of disco music, which incorporated elements of soul and funk, leading to iconic artists like Donna Summer and Bee Gees. Funk with the pioneers like George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic further pushed the boundaries of soul with its heavy rhythms and experimental sound. 1980s. In the 1980s, contemporary R&B artists like Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, and Michael Jackson continued to evolve soul music. Neo-soul emerged in the 1990s with artists like Erykah Badu and D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill, blending traditional soul with hip-hop and jazz influences. Modern soul. Contemporary soul artists like John Legend, Alicia Keys, and Adele have kept the soul tradition alive in the 21st century. The genre continues to evolve, incorporating elements of electronic music, pop, and hip-hop. The evolution of soul music reflects not only the changes, but the musical style, but also the social and cultural shift in American society. It remains a powerful and influential genre that continues to inspire artists and resonate with audiences worldwide.
You're so angelic.
Okay, so it's me now, I'm not back, so
Just imagine Joe's here.
Soul music of the 60s and 70s led to many other genres, including funk and hip-hop. Funk began when singers like James Brown began singing soul rhythm over dance music, and hip-hop began when DJs started rapping over these rhythmic grooves. Singers like George Michael and Sade had some of the biggest soul hits of the 80s, and Michael Jackson and Prince with their exciting new style of pop, soul and funk. In the late 80s, singers like Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige were producing styles of smooth commercial soul called contemporary R&B. I'll play a bit of one of them, but
No one else
Neo-soul was a smoother sound of contemporary R&B that continued into the 21st century, but they were soon joined by two new styles, retro soul and alternative R&B. Alternative R&B, on the other hand, began around 2010 when young artists like Abel, aka The Weeknd, and Frank Ocean started using both electronic and acoustic instruments to create moody beats over which they sang haunting songs about depression, addiction, heartbreak, and other difficult topics.
That's the way every day goes. Every time we no control. If the sky is black and white, if the ground is black and yellow, it's the same way you showed me.
Okay, that's that. Kahoot time.
Okay.
Put like heads on question one, heads on.
Get ready to join.
I'll be number 3. You're number 4, yeah?
I don't know if we have the like thing on how many people you can have or not. Back again.
Wait, what about that? No one can do so what Edward said.
Is anyone else joining? Are we waiting on anyone else? Start the Kahoot.
We'll work together.
Where did soul music originate from?
Scotland.
United States. Put your mum in first place. Who was considered the Queen of Soul? Aretha Franklin, Lana Del Rey. You made it too easy, man. How big were Aretha Franklin's global sales? Lana. Who was considered the king of soul? Michael Jackson. No uncle, please. Number 1. Soul music's root can be traced back to the African American gospel music of the early 20th century. True or false?
I think it's red.
True. True or false? Was Sam Cooke ever on the Motown label? Last question. Which genre did soul inspire on this list? Rock, techno, country, or jazz?
That just means it's on. That's just what that means.
No, Uncle Please.
Ed's Fraser. No, it's no uncle, please.
Oh, so